Good afternoon, students. I'm Mrs. Hangma Mochahary, your science teacher. So I hope you all are doing good. So before we start your lesson, let me ask you a few questions. So do we eat food every day? Yes, right? So why do we eat? We eat food to get energy. And from where do we get food? We get food from plant sources or the animal sources. So let's talk on this topic, sources of food. Before we talk on this topic, we must be clear about what is sources and what is food. So sources simply means a place, person or thing from which something originates or can be obtained. And what is food? Food is the materials which consist of nutrients for the growth, repair and vital processes and to furnish energy. So now let's discuss about food and nutrients. So what is food? Food is the materials consisting essentials of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. And these are used in the body of an organisms to sustain their growth, repair and their vital processes and to furnish energy. Here you can see the example of food. And next is what is nutrients? Nutrients are the chemical substances in food that our body needs. Example of nutrients are carbohydrates, minerals, proteins, vitamins, and then what else? Fats, fibers, and water. So now let's discuss about functions of food. So what do you mean by functions? Work in a particular way. So here we'll be discussing about how the food works in our body system. So the very first one we have is it provides energy. So I can take your class only when I have energy, isn't it? Now I could speak because I got energy by eating food. So food provides us energy. And also food helps the body to grow and replace burnout cells. To grow. It helps us to grow. So remember when you were a baby, your body size was smaller. So the day you get older and older, your body size also becomes bigger, isn't it? So food helps our body to grow. And also it helps to replace burnout cells. Burnout simply means almost damaged or of no use. So it helps to repair our cells. Okay, so next we have is it protects the body from various diseases. So I told you before that food contains chemical substances. So these chemical substances helps to fight against the disease. For example, let's say suppose a person is sick and he went to for the treatment and then doctor advised him to eat particular food for particular disease. For example, let's say like a diabetes patients, they are not advised to eat sweet food, isn't it? This is how the food helps to fight against diseases. So now we'll discuss about variety of food in India. So we know that India is a diverse country. We are rich in culture, we have different religions, different language, different dressings and different eating habits as well. So India is a vast country with different types of soil and climate which determine the crops, vegetables and fruits that grow best in a place. So when it comes to different types of soil, there's a soil in Rajasthan and Assam. The soil between these two states have a different types of soils. And also when it comes to climate, the climate of Himachal Pradesh is very cold, isn't it? And if we see the climate of Rajasthan is again very hot. So based on the climate, the states decide, the place decide which crops to grow because all the crops doesn't go in same kind of climate. Some crops grow in cold places, some crops grow in hot places. Depends on the climate because All the crops doesn't grow in particular climate. The crops differ in different climate. Based on the best suitable crops to be grown and which is suitable for the soil of India, of the particular places, they decide which crops to grow. So next we have is people in different regions of India cook differently. So we Northeast people eat different kind of food, and also the South Indian eat different kinds of fruits, and North Indian eats different style of food. So there's a huge difference between the food we eat also. So you can see different style, different kind of foods in India in different places. Let's take an example. The first one is chicken biryani, and the second one is dosa in idli, and the third one is roti. So now we'll discuss about ingredients of food. So when I say ingredients of food, what do you mean by ingredient? Ingredient is any kind of food or substances that are combined to make a particular dish. So here we will discuss the very basic food ingredients. First, let's take an example of boiled rice. So in boiled rice, what are the ingredients we need? We need water and rice. And next we have is chicken biryani. So can you guess what are the ingredients required for chicken biryani? You can see in the picture. We need here also we need rice, water, chicken, salt, spices and vegetable oil. So now we'll discuss about sources of food. By now you know that we get food from the plant or animal sources. So let's first talk about plant sources. So plants can prepare their own food. So they prepare their own food from non-living things like carbon dioxide, water and sunlight. So they are all known as producers. Since they produce their own food, they are known as producers. So they prefer more food than they need and is stored in different parts of the plant. So what it said, plants they used to prepare more food than their requirement and store in different parts of the plant, such as fruits, stems, seeds, leaves and roots and where? And flowers. So food from plants. We got to know that plants they used to store their excess food in the different parts of plants in fruits, stems, seeds, leaves, roots and flowers. Now let's see whether the food that we often from all these parts of the plant. From fruits we get banana, mango, apple. From stems we get potato, sugarcane and ginger. And from seeds we get wheat, pea and rice. And the leaves we get spinach, cabbage and coriander. And from roots we get radish, turnip and carrot. And from flowers we get cauliflower and broccoli. So we know that we get food from animal sources also. So now we'll see food from animals. So how do we get food from animals and from where we get? So let's see about milk. We get milk from animals, from cow, buffalo, goat and camel. And also we get milk products from milk. Examples are cheese, ghee, curd and ice cream. And we also get eggs. Examples from hen, duck and quail. We also get meat from animals. From where? From hen, duck, goat, fish and crab. And also we get honey from honeybees. Okay, I hope you understood what I explained today. So I want you to do one home assignment. In that you need to find out the ingredients of your favorite food items. So you should mention food items, ingredients and its sources. So by observing this table, in this you can see here in table food item for boiled rice and chicken biryani. So what the ingredients is required for boiled rice and chicken biryani, they have written out there. and from sources means whether they got this food sources from plants or animals, or all the sources you need to mention here. Thank you students for your kind attention, and we'll see you in next class.